Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Afia. Joking. Hi guys. No. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Rajan.
And I'm Afia.
And basically today this will be our second official video.
Yes.
The first video we did was an introduction, quick one. And the second one now we're just going to go a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, a little bit more in depth, a bit more of a story time. So you just kind of find out a little bit more about us and our journey to where we are now.
Yeah, basically. We met 2020.
Yes.
Lockdown, March.
Yes.
I want to say...
Yeah, it was 3 days into the lockdown. I think it was about March 28th, if I'm right, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, it was just a scary time for all of us. And I was just like, well, I might as well just download Bumble, dating apps. Like my dating life was in a shambles before I met Rajan. So I thought, you know what, let me just try it and see what happens. So yeah. Just downloaded it. Just got swiping on there. But most of the time I wouldn't even bother like swiping. I'll just thought, you know what, just forget it. Like I need to just concentrate on what's going on right now. This lockdown is crazy. I need to make sure I've got food in the house. Like, you know, just quite stressed. And then
Toilet rolls.
Oh yeah, the toilet roll situation. That was crazy.
Funny enough, I bought like crates of water for no reason.
Oh really?
I think we still got it.
Yeah, it was like a zombie apocalypse. Like everyone was going crazy. I remember like all the videos, people fighting over toilet roll. It was actually mad. Yeah, and then just got swiping, and then
we matched.
Yeah, I stumbled across Rajan's profile, and I was like, "Who is that?" But obviously, I'm like trying to play it cool and stuff, you know, just chill, you know, don't make it so obvious. But honestly, I was like so happy when we actually matched.
Yeah, no, seriously, me too. Obviously on Bumble, girls talk first and everything.
Yeah, yes. Women have the power.
Yeah, but no, honestly, like, I think when we matched, seriously, like, I don't know what it was about your picture, even though I was like, yeah, she's hot and everything, but on you, I don't know, it was just calming because I didn't feel, I didn't feel like, oh, I need to, come put on my A game or anything. I didn't go to my usual lines, like, how you just chat to someone. I just thought, I sod this, I'm just gonna be myself.
Yeah.
And then it was just
I remember
just normal conversation.
Yeah, it was so normal.
No, chatting with the bollocks. It was just straight normal.
Yeah, it was so normal and it was just so nice. And I felt the same with you. Like when I saw your profile picture, obviously I thought you were really absolutely gorgeous and hot and sexy and all the rest of it. But there was something about you that I found really just... I don't know. I've never felt that way before.
Aura.
I know it sounds all like cheesy and stuff, but honestly, that's how I felt. Like the aura, like the energy, and just you ooze something. I was just like, oh wow, I need to speak to this guy. Like I hope we match. But yeah, so I was just like trying to play it cool and stuff. Like when we did match.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, I was blonde then, wasn't I?
Oh yeah, he had blonde hair. He had like bleach blonde hair. He looks so good.
But then obviously when you saw me in reality, I had gone back to black. Lockdown, what do you expect? I can't
of course.
keep bleaching it.
Yeah, of course. I didn't like you for your hair colour. I loved you for you.
Yeah, of course.
And I just thought you were just absolutely gorgeous.
But obviously it was difficult because we matched, we were vibing and everything, but usually you meet someone within a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so we couldn't meet physically.
Yeah. No.
So it was on and off difficult. I want to say it was on and off difficult to maintain.
Yeah.
Right? Because we still had our own things going on at home, whatever we had to do. So it's not easy to talk to each other all the time.
No.
Because everyone's at home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then we couldn't meet for a long time, right?
Yeah, for a long time we couldn't meet.
Yeah.
And it was just like a lot of texting, a lot of long conversations on the phone, like really getting to know each other's heart and getting to know one another. And
that was the first time I was like, you know what, I'm just going to be straight up honest.
Yeah.
Not kind of put the best image in front of the other person. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Lay all my cards out. And if you don't like me, then
Yeah.
move on.
And that's how I felt. I was just like myself. I felt like I wasn't putting on. I was just me. Like
Yeah, not trying to put a perfect image
yeah, like
across.
the perfect image, which a lot of people, I guess, a lot of people would do.
Yeah,
It's
you would, 'cause
normal.
you want to impress the other
Yeah,
person.
exactly. But I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like I had to do that with you, and that was something just so different and so unusual for me. And I think that's what really drew me to you, and vice versa. And it was just such
Yeah, it was nice. It was
just such a bond and such a wonderful, strong connection.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had to explore that.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't meet for a while, so
Yeah.
obviously then I was like, oh, look, let's go for a dessert. And then I think that's what I
Oh,
said.
yeah, you
I
did.
said, let's go for a dessert. I was like, let's go for a dessert. And then you're like, what, how? It's lockdown, we can't meet.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you go get yourself an ice cream. I'll go get an ice cream.
Oh.
Right, so I went to the petrol station, what's the thing only for like emergency only, like you can get out or something.
Oh yeah.
There's a saying.
Oh yeah, I forgot what the saying was.
Oh god, I can't remember
Yeah,
the
I
lockdown phrase.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we can only, essential only.
Oh
Like, you can only go
yeah,
for essential
essentials
things.
only.
Yeah, so I went for ice cream, Magnum. Came back, and then I thought, okay, I'm gonna dress up or whatever, get the ambient lighting on, and we just did a video call and just
Yeah.
did online first date, right?
Yeah,
that was the first time we video called.
Yeah, that was the first time we actually video called, and
Yeah.
it was so nice. I got all ready, like put my music on. You know, us girls like to put music on in the background and just like get ready, take my time, put my makeup on, and feel good. And it was just so nice to just get dressed up, because obviously being in the house
Yeah.
and locked down and nobody knowing what's going to happen next. So it was nice to get dressed up for someone that, you know, like I liked. So yeah, and we just clicked.
Yeah.
And I also remember being on the phone to my friends, and they were asking, "Oh, have you met anyone after you've been talking to anyone on like dating websites or what?" You know, what everyone was kind of filling each other in on what everyone was getting up to. But I didn't really want to mention Rajan, because I just, you know, when something's too good and you just want to keep it really close to
Yeah.
your chest and you don't want to tell anyone just in case it goes wrong. That's how I felt. So I didn't really say. I said, there might be someone, but I was so like chill and casual about it.
I mean, yeah, so in my case, you know how you can only go for one exercise per day.
Yes.
So I get the house away from my parents, and then, you know, call up my mate, I'll be like, yo, you know, I met this girl, you know, this, that. And then, funny enough, he was like, oi, you gotta marry her. And I was like, calm down. But I mean, yeah, he was right.
Oh, that's so amazing. Like I just did not think that, like, I don't know, in my wildest dreams that I was going to match with someone in lockdown, not even looking for love or I don't know what I was looking for. I was just looking for companionship, because it was a scary time.
Yeah, it was.
And not knowing that I was actually going to meet my husband. So to me, that's just absolutely crazy. Like I remember being in Mexico with my family in 2019 going into 2020. It was like, I just remember, December for New Year's. And I remember like just talking on the beach to my family, and I was like, no, I don't think I'll meet anybody for now. And oh no, I was just like, I just didn't care. Like at the time, like I wasn't bothered. And then like, look at that, like 3 months later, like look what happened. So sometimes I just think when you're not looking for love, like it happens for you sometimes, that when you're actively looking for it, it doesn't find you. So yeah, I just really feel like it was just absolutely meant to be.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, we couldn't meet, so we did that, right? We
Yeah.
did online, I mean, face-to-face.
Yes.
That was FaceTime
Yeah.
date.
Uh-huh.
And then we speak on the phone every other night or whatever it was. And then when we did get to meet, well, it's like a few months in, so it's like April, May. But because it's like we built that, you know, bond, right? So meeting for the first time, I wasn't worried. It was just like, yeah, you know, I get to see her now finally, you know. So what was the date? So we were planning to do because you could only meet outdoor.
Oh yeah, because at this point we've been talking for months, and then
Yes.
it got to a stage where lockdown was kind of lifting, and we could actually meet outside, but it had to be an outdoor space. And I remember going to get like like an ice box, because we wanted to do like a little like mini picnic / barbecue in the park. And I remember like going out my way to go and get some stuff from Argos. Like little essentials, you know, for my date. And just like fill it up with like sandwiches, like different things. I just wanted to make it really special. So I remember the day. Yeah, I remember that day just having lots of things in an icebox, like ready for you to come and pick me up because we were going to go on.
But then I went to home base.
Yes, you did.
Because we needed disposable barbecue things.
Yes.
And so there was a queue, but everyone's like social distancing, a meter gap or whatever, trying to get this. Unfortunately, I could get it. The weather was really nice. But then obviously you're not allowed to put it on the grass. But I managed to find a couple of bricks in the house, put it in the boot, right? And then bought the disposable barbecue set. And then we were supposed to meet, but I thought, okay, yeah, we're going to meet at the park, right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm like, and then you're ringing me like, oh, so where are you? And I'm like, at the park. And you're like, no, you're supposed to give me a hand with this.
Yeah, like I didn't realize that we were supposed to meet at the park. So then Rajan was already at this other park and he was like, where are you? And I was like, I said, I thought you were supposed to come and get me. Like me being a passenger princess, like what the hell? So then I remember like Rajan coming to get me, and then we went to like a local park where people were having barbecues and stuff, and it was just so nice.
Yeah, social distancing.
Yes.
No touching.
No.
And so then, we made the burger and fling it into your mouth.
From a distance.
2 meter gap. So that was fun, catching food.
Yeah, it was.
No, so then, literally then it was like really free flowing after that, right? Like, it was, we weren't committed by this point.
No.
Because I was still fearful because previously I'd like rush into a relationship and then it would mess up. So I thought this one, I'm just going to take my time.
Yeah.
It took too long, to be honest. But it is what it is. So we did that, and then you came to my parents.
Oh yeah, yes, I did. So I remember, Rajan calling me saying, "Oh, my family, everyone's going to be at my parents' house." So I'd love you to meet my family. I mean, at this point, obviously, we were talking for months. We had gone on our first date.
We had done that.
Yeah, we had done that. So
we've done a few dates.
Yeah, I think we had done a few dates by this point. Time would kind of.
And you had even met my brother and his wife.
Yes, exactly, because I'd already met them for the first time. So
Already.
It wasn't the first time meeting his sibling and sibling's wife. It was just the first time meeting the parents. So I was nervous, very nervous. Yes, and I remember driving because Rajan at the time lived like about an hour or so away from me. And so I remember I don't do motorway. I hate motorway driving. That's one thing about me I can't stand. So imagine I'm driving to my partner and his house and to meet his family. And I'm getting on the motorway, going somewhere that I don't know. And I'm just stressed. Like a girl was stressed out. Okay, like palms sweating.
I was sweating for you.
Yeah, like I was hot, going the wrong way. I got my AC up. Oh gosh, now I'm too cold. Gonna turn it off. Like mouth dry. I'm trying to drink. I'm trying to drink water to keep myself hydrated. Like almost missing my turning. Like what on earth am I doing? Like I was like panicking, like in panic mode. And obviously like him coming from, a Hindu background, being Indian, and then me being a black woman going into his house. And I'm like, I want to date your son. And just, so many things were just swirling around my head. So it was a really, really nerve-wracking time.
It was. I mean, obviously I said, my brother should get there first.
Yeah.
So because then it would be easier for you because you got some familiarity, and then... But then I wasn't calm because I could see your location. And I was like, where the hell is she going? It's like straight down it's like one motorway kind of thing. Where the hell is she going?
Gosh.
And so, everyone like just chilling at my parents or whatever. But I was just like, I was stressing.
Yeah.
I was proper stressing.
Yeah.
But then you made it in the end.
Yeah.
And then you were like, no, do you know what you said? I was like, so she pulled up. And then I'm like, oh babe, what the hell? Where the hell are you going? And you're like, what's wrong with you? Your mouth dry. Mouth dry. Just drink your water. Mouth dry.
Oh my gosh.
It was so dry.
I actually remember. I actually remember your mouth was dry, and I was like, "Oh, bless you," because I could tell that he was so nervous. Like we both had dry mouth. Like when I got there, and then he had dry mouth. So yeah, match made in heaven. Oh my gosh.
That family meeting was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it was interesting. I'm just really glad that his sibling was there and sibling's wife and their children were there, because it just broke the ice.
Yeah,
and because I had met them previously, it calmed my nerves. So it was nice that they were there. If they weren't there, then it would have been a different story. I think,
to be perfectly honest, it was. I don't know. So obviously, from your perspective, it's going to be different from mine.
Yeah.
I thought it was chill. It was okay.
Yeah.
But I think my parents didn't know the severity of our relationship.
They didn't.
So it's like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, your friends.
Your
friends
basically.
Over. Yeah.
It's almost like they refuse to kind of see it that way, and it's it's maybe like a fun time.
Yeah.
my playing season or something.
Yeah, I know. They probably just thought it was like, like maybe he's just going through a phase.
And,
you know, it's just
midlife crisis.
Yeah,
young one.
Midlife crisis for a young one. Mate, I don't know. Maybe your parents just thought you were going through like a phase, or this wasn't really serious. Like this is just like his friend that he's bringing over. So they just didn't understand how our relationship was at the time, and how it was blossoming, and how it was blossoming into something beautiful.
Yeah.
So
we did want to make it like a quick thing.
Yeah.
We didn't want to, because obviously first time you don't want to put so much pressure and emphasis.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's just do it for like half an hour, 45-minute thing.
Yeah.
And then
Quick
we'll bounce.
meal. Yeah.
And then it was okay. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But then we bounced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
And then you followed me.
Yeah.
Back to yours afterwards on the motorway.
Yeah.
Showing you how you could have gone. And how you should have gone.
Oh, that's so funny.
but that was interesting. But then
it was.
But lockdown, there wasn't much to do, right? We went on our first holiday.
Yeah, our first holiday to Cyprus.
Yes.
That was our first holiday in 2021.
No, 2020.
Was it 2020?
Yes, it was September 2020.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Do you remember? I remember that trip though. I remember it so clearly.
Because it was lockdown, right?
Yeah, it was lockdown.
It's like, you could go, you have to have present that you've been negative for 2 weeks.
Did we have to go and get like a special COVID
card.
test?
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
I remember, and we had to present that.
Yeah, present that. And so then we went to Cyprus and it was just dead out.
Yeah, it was so quiet. Remember the airport being just so quiet. Everything was closed. You could only get like one.
Duty free was shut down.
Duty was shut down. You could get like one little sandwich.
There
was no restaurant. Yeah, we wanted to get like nice breakfast. It's our first holiday. Go shopping and do all that. Oh no, we couldn't. Everything was shut. Like you just had to be happy with what you had.
Yeah, literally.
At the airport. But it made us appreciate. Yeah, I remember being really hungry and we just found like a sandwich place. But it made us I felt more grateful for what we have. Because of how everything was just shut down and you just couldn't get what you wanted.
Yeah.
It was just you had what was given to you basically. So that was a really a very weird time.
Yeah.
But we had such a lovely holiday.
Yeah.
Like it was a really nice holiday. Like
and then,
I loved it.
for me, I had to tell my parents. I wasn't gonna lie to them because. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be like, I'm going on a holiday with my boys and then really go with you.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going on a holiday with Afia. I think my mom was like, Afia, like kind of confused. And I'm just like, whatever, I'm going. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah.
You just have to do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and I love that about you. I love that you were very honest with your parents and very open. You didn't try and hide me. You were just like I'm doing me. You know?
Yeah. And just proud.
Yeah.
And proud to be with you.
Yeah, and that's what I just fell in love with you even more, like every day, and because of how you were, and it takes it takes like a lot of like courage
For sure.
and belief in yourself to tell your Indian parents like I'm going on holiday, with Afia, the black woman that you met before. I'm going on holiday with her, and to be so honest and open. I love that about you. I think that was amazing.
So I mean, we had a great time.
Yeah, we did.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
It was
Cyprus
fun.
was.
Cyprus was dead. Can't do much, but overall we had best time.
Yeah, and I think it was a great destination for us to connect, for us to learn what it might be like living together. Because going on holiday together either makes you or breaks you. So I felt like it was a good
and you get an insight as well. Like,
insight into how each other are.
Yeah.
And if you learn more about one another. So I really thought that Cyprus was like a very essential trip away for us.
Yeah.
Like I really did.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
It was just fun. Obviously, we went to like McDonald's in the
that was so fun. The McDonald's was so nice there.
It was good fun, man.
Yeah,
it was really good fun.
Yeah, it was.
But then after that, we had to put where we look, because we have to go to a place for 10 days.
Oh yeah.
Like as in when you land back to your hometown or your home country. You have to stay
do a quarantine.
Quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah. After.
So I didn't want to quarantine at my parents with them being elderly.
Yeah.
And so then I thought, okay, I'm just going to quarantine with you for 10 days. And that was almost like living together.
Yeah.
So that was like beginning of October.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, was it October 2020?
20.
Oh, 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
2020.
Getting the years mixed up.
October.
Yeah.
So then we did that, right? So then I stayed with her.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, why are you not coming back home? And I'm like, but you have to quarantine. And my parents were like, so just do it here. And I'm just like, no, I was quarantined with her.
I think that's when they were starting to realise
that
actually this could be more than just friends with this girl. Like, okay, why is he not coming back home? Why is he choosing to quarantine with her and he's not coming back home to us? And I think there was a lot of confusion with your parents. They were like wondering what is going on at that point. So, yeah.
Yeah, so no, we did that. But then I was like, but you know what? By this point, I was kind of saying, eventually I want to live out. I want to move out. Yeah. So I was kind of like prepping them, giving this, soft blow kind of thing to say, I want to move out and whatever. So then, but then after that 10 days, it was like, it just felt nice. It
was so nice. Like just living together for those 10 days and just, I don't know. I was sad when the quarantine ended.
Oh, so then I did go back to my parents.
Yeah, I feel like you did. You did. After the quarantine had ended, you'd gone back to your parents. And I was really sad because it was like, it felt like an extension of the holiday because we had such a good time in Cyprus.
Yeah.
And then obviously he was like living at my place and having a quarantine there with me. So it was just like, like what? You've got to go back home, huh? Like no, like that's how it felt.
Yeah, no, it was always pretty crappy when we left, because then we wouldn't see each other for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, but it felt like a lifetime.
Yeah, and it wasn't like staying over. It was just like evening for a few hours and then you go. Yeah, well, it wasn't the same.
No,
it wasn't the same.
It wasn't.
But then we were like, okay, so why don't we just live together, right?
Yeah. That's it for part 1, guys. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. That's it for part 1, guys.
Nope.
I just spat everywhere. That's it for part 1, guys. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for part 2.
Yes, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you haven't seen any of the videos from before, still haven't figured it out, but somewhere you'll see it. Click on the thumbnail and then click on that side for the subscribe, or that way around, whichever way. please help us and support us.
Thank you so much. Until next time, guys. Bye.